Okay, guys, so we are live with the DCTV show, episode 22. We're going to be talking about all the recent stuff this week with The Flash, Superman, Lois. We just got a lot of Supergirl news that dropped today, just made a video on it. So, yes, we are starting, and sorry for being a bit late. Eric actually can't be here today. He's had an emergency, so that's why he is not here. I was just told about it right now. So, it's just going to be me and it's going to be you guys, and we're going to be talking about the DCTV shows. So as always, remember guys, if you want to get your questions answered, please be sure to send them in via Super Chat. That is the best way to get your questions answered. And all you need to do is click the $ next to the chat, send in your Super Chat questions, however big or small, and they're going to be answered straight away because they are the priority questions, and your contributions are greatly appreciated towards the channel. So that is the best way to get your ideas talked about, because I always try and go through the chat, and we're obviously going to go through the chat a bit more today because it's just me. However, it must be said every week, it is very, very hard to get through all of the stuff in the chat. So that's why the priority goes to Super Chat. But yeah, also remember you can join and become a member of the channel. Like Jamie in the chat, you can see Jamie is spamming some icons, like Flash, Supergirl ones, and different things like that. And that is if you become a member of the channel by clicking the join button, and you will be able to have a monthly Zoom call with me. That is a new perk that is added. So yeah, that's just that stuff out of the way in terms of what we're going to be doing and how you guys can be answered, and you can join in with the live stream. But yeah, let's go ahead. So we got like a bunch of stuff. I want to know your guys' opinions on The Flash this week. Now, there was some crazy stuff that went down, so I want to know all your opinions. But welcome to all of you who are just joining now. Cow is here. We have Dark Shadow, Ben Flockton, Chosen Vader owner, Chad. In the Games is here. We got Chante Grant, Flashverse. Jamie Fletcher's here, and I did see Gary earlier. I'm not sure if Gary's still around, but welcome to all of you who are just joining now. And yeah, so crazy week this week, and I was kind of losing my mind when I watched The Flash. Also Superman Lois, like that ending. We're going to be talking about all of this. I've got a list of stuff to do with The Flash, Superman Lois, Supergirl. And so, yeah, we're going to go through all of that in the live stream. But, okay, so start sending in your questions right now, and we'll get to them if you guys send them through via the Super Chat or via the normal chat. Okay, so The Flash Season 7, Episode 2, we started great with the premiere, right? We started really, really great with the season premiere. However, no one thought that they were going to top it and do something as big as they did in this episode. Like, let's talk about this. Let's freak out. Speedster Frost. What? Okay, tell me in the chat. Did any one of you think at any point we would get a Speedster Frost? No way. No way. And I love that surprise because it came completely out of nowhere. And, I was losing my mind. I saw it. I was like, and I saw the Velocity X, and I was like, oh no, I know what they're about to do. They're about to make her into a speedster. And she did, and it was awesome. Like, yeah, what a great scene. So it seems like you guys had the same kind of reaction. Jamie was like, no way. And then, everyone was like, never thought of Frost Flash, Chessmaster says. Arrowverse Scenes, welcome to the live stream. So yeah, everyone's just like, I think we all freaked out. We were so excited, like Tanisha says in the chat. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Jamie was like, it was like an oh shit moment. It totally was one of those moments. And imagine Speedster Vibe, Jamie says. Yeah, now Speedster Vibe would be very cool. The Speedster anyone is cool. But yeah, so it was totally an oh shit moment. All right, so yeah, I was watching it and I was like freaking out, and she had the blue lightning and everything. Obviously, I don't think you guys should read too much into it. Like, what the lightning color means or anything, because it was just like a kind of one-off, because she just like injected herself with Velocity X. And the reason they did that was to level the playing field, because Barry at this point like has all of his powers. So he's pretty much unstoppable for Team Flash unless they level the playing field, and that's just how they did it. Flashverse says, I would have rather believed Felicity becoming a villain over seeing Caitlin becoming a speedster. Now that is crazy. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I kind of guessed. Like, it never crossed my mind, but now I'm like, oh my god, like, who else do you want? Like, do you want Speedster Joe, like Flashverse says right here? I don't know. Speedster Chester next, Jamie says. Could be. Could be. I mean, I'm just like still a bit overwhelmed, like talking about it. I'm like, yeah. So that was like one of the greatest moments in the whole episode, and you know, I don't think it's gonna ever happen again, but it was a great moment. And I think the best thing about it was a complete surprise. I talked about this on the after party yesterday. Like, I had no idea anything like this was happening. And like, normally we get an idea, like we get teasers and we get like little pieces of insight from behind the scenes normally. And we're normally kind of theorizing about stuff, but no one theorized about this. Anyway, Flashverse says, I'll shave my head bald if we ever see Speedster Joe. Yeah, I mean, that would... Okay, I want Speedster Joe. You guys have convinced me. Like, I want to see him. And Chosen Vader is freaking out over Speedster Cisco. I want Speedster Cisco, Cal says. Yeah, crazy. But let's move on to the next thing in the Flash's episode. Like, just overall, fantastic episode. And there was so many great things. And one of those other great things was definitely Harrison Wells, that ending scene. Like, no one was expecting that either. Like, that's already 2 major reveals in one episode, and that's like end of the season stuff. I mean, I know it was supposed to be like the end of season 6, but having it at the start of the season, like such big reveals, seeing original Wells come back and literally like come out of the ground, like with freaking what's it called, like the multiversal particles coming up. And at first I thought it was like Pariah or something, because he was completely green. Like, obviously there was Nash was Pariah at one point, so I was like, is this Pariah? I'm not sure. But then it turned out he sort of came out of the ground and he was the original Wells. So yeah, I mean, crazy stuff. I was losing my mind as well. I was like, how can that cliffhanger be like in episode 2? You know, I was expecting that to be in like a season finale, and I know next episode this Tuesday, is supposed to be the season finale, or would have been the season finale for season 6. So obviously they were building to stuff like this, but yeah, this was the penultimate episode and it was really good. So theories. Tell me your theories in the chat, or you can send them in via Super Chat if you have any other queries to do with The Flash. Like, what do you think of The Flash episode 2? Let me know. And you guys can do that if you want to be answered straight away. But for now, I'm going to be talking about my theory, okay? However, we're going to pause right there because Gary just sent in a Super Chat. Thank you very much, Gary. He sends in the $1.99 Super Chat. Gary says, are you mad at me? Are you proud of me? Are you mad at me? Are you proud? Are you proud of me? Yeah, Gary, I am very proud of you, and I'm not mad at you. Don't worry. I really appreciate your support and you always being in live streams. And yeah, you're just awesome, Gary. So thank you for the support. Thanks for the $1.99 Super Chat. Okay, let's move back to what I was just talking about. So theories to do with Harrison Wells. Tell me in the chat right now, okay? I'm going to give you mine, and then I'll look through the chat, and I'll cover what you guys are thinking. Okay, so my theory is this: the original Wells is back. And sorry, I'm just looking at my notes up here because I did note down a few things. I think that was the multiversal particles, the green particles that came out of the ground. I think that's what was kind of going on right there, because the whole thing, like, Barry destroys the artificial speed force, and like the way that Nash died was via literally passing his multiversal particles, like, passing it through him basically and powering the machine. So when Barry destroyed the machine, I'm pretty sure it was something like with what happened to Thorne last season. You remember when he was trying to possess Wells, and then it like struck out, of him, and it was lightning, and like it literally, the speed force struck out Barry last episode. So I'm pretty sure that was the multiversal particles spreading out into the atmosphere, and it latched on to the only Wells left, right? Because Wells's remains is the only thing reminiscent or close to Wells, because all the other Wellses have been destroyed or killed, right? And there's no remains, and the only one is that original Harrison Wells. So that's my theory, that the multiversal particles, because Barry destroyed it in present day, that version of Wells is the one that's back. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy, and I think it could be true. So let's go ahead and go into some of your theories, and I'll comment upon them. I think they will take a break from Wells, or he'll have a cliffhanger next episode. I'm not 100% sure if Wells is actually going to show up in the next episode, maybe just like at one point. Because I think that was supposed to be like a cliffhanger that they'll come back to. So maybe episode 4 for Wells. We'll have to wait and see. Flashverse says, Ben, if he helps Barry with the Speed Force, Flash will be created in 2020. Original timeline Flash. Ben, if he helps create Barry. You need to clarify on that, Flashverse. I don't know. I guess I'm not 100% sure. Like Ben, if he helps Barry with the Speed Force, the Flash will be created in 2020. I don't know. Clarify, please. I'm sorry. We'll go through some of these, but Gary just sent in another super chat, so thank you very much, Gary, for the support. The question is, I need to go to the grocery store, so see you later. Okay, well, we're going to be streaming for a while, so if you get back on time by the time we're still streaming, because we have like about 50 minutes to an hour left of the stream. So thank you for the support, Gary, and have a good grocery shop. And if you come back on time, you're welcome to come back. Okay, so let's keep on going through these Wells theories in the chat. Harrison Wells becomes Red Death. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry about that. What if every time a Wells dies, they get resurrected through the original Wells' body? Yeah, that could be a thing. It totally could. And like I said, my theory is like the multiversal particles, because it went into the atmosphere, latched onto the only remains of Wells. Eric, so Red Eye, Eric couldn't be here. He has a emergency that he had to go to. So, yeah, he's not able to come today. But that was a last minute thing. Okay, so I think Tom just needed a job. Yeah, I mean, he's great as Harrison Wells, and I think they wanted him back. I don't think he was like, give me a job or something, Harrison Wells becomes Reverse Flash. I'm not so sure about that, but yeah. So there's another Red Death theory from Risio. I'm not 100% sure if he's going to become Red Death. I really don't think that. I'm sorry. I'm disagreeing, but that's just my theory. Okay, let's scroll down. OG Wells will make another particle accelerator to make a new Speed Force, which is supposed to be in 2020, just like the original timeline. Oh, I get it, right? But we're in 2021 right now, so if they change it, like they can say, "Oh, the timeline's kind of changed," and like, So these original timeline theories are quite cool because you guys are right. Like they said, the Flash guys, you're making me. Oh, wait, wait, I'm stupid, guys. Okay, I get you, Flash first, and I get you guys, because I'm thinking, well, we are right now in real time because it's 2021. However, we're in season 6. We're still in that storyline. So technically, as Flash first just said in the chat right now, we are technically in still 2020. Ah, see, I didn't think about that. I was just like, because normally the Flash runs in real time, but we are actually catching up right now. So the Flash season 7 is technically still in 2020. So now, mind blown, mind blown. They haven't changed continuity. So yeah, we're in 2020, and Harrison Wells is supposed to create the particle accelerator. So what happens? That is so true. They create the so it's just like the original timeline. Like that could totally be the way that he gets his powers back. That is a great, great idea, guys. Flashverse, Divine Jacob, very good idea, and I totally will probably make a video on this because you kind of blew my mind that we're 2020. Okay. I'm gonna scroll up and I'm gonna find some extra things to talk about, but that was like a really great shout. Like that's actually a very smart theory. Because we are in 2020. Mind blown. Okay. Let's take this down. And Wells will help Barry create the Speed Force, but I don't think they'll meet until the end of this episode, this next episode. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to show up straight away because, like, I don't think he. I mean, this version of Wells. Wait, did he know Barry at this point? No, he didn't know Barry at this point. Like, he died in the past. So he doesn't know Barry. So I think he's going to do some investigating himself, I guess. Okay. All right. I'm just catching up with the chat because there's so many questions. I like how like Flash Russ was freaking out, like, no, we're in 2020, and my brain is short circuiting, like, no, we're in 2021. But then, smart, you guys are smart. All right, so Chuck King sends in the $1 Canadian. Thank you very much for the support, Chuck King, as always, much appreciated. And yeah, thank you for the support. And if you got any question, I'll be very happy to answer it. Did Iris escape the Speed Force this past episode? So she wasn't in the Speed Force. She did escape the Mirrorverse. Although it wasn't much of an escape, I wouldn't call it an escape because Barry literally yanked her out. Like, he forced her out of the Speed Force. And I was like, Barry, you are the villain here. Like, Barry was the villain of last episode. Don't get that twisted. Like, for sure, he was the villain. Because he exposed Eva in a completely inhumane way, and pulled Iris out of the Mirrorverse. And she was like, she wanted to be the hero. She wanted to do what Barry normally would have done, like save more people than just like one person. So Iris was really the hero right there, but she couldn't hold back to Barry's portal taking her in, I guess. What did you think of the new episode of The Flash, Ben? Yeah, so I really enjoyed episode 2. I'm sure most of you guys have checked out my review. I was totally freaking out at these big points. Speedster Frost, original Harrison Wells. Like, I watched it and I was like, whoa, what? You know? And then just overall, I really enjoyed it. And I really like seeing Barry as this kind of thinker-like character. He was very much like a robot, people were saying in the chat. I completely agree. He's very calculated. He was cold. He didn't think of anyone's emotions. He didn't even want Iris back because she's his wife, but because she has the more likelihood to survive. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But, okay, so let's move on to the next thing, right? So, that is the Flash. And if you have any other Flash-related questions, we're going to get back to them, and we will at some point. But if you send in your questions via Super Chat, that is going to be your best way to get your Flash-related stuff answered, because we are going to be moving on to Superman Lois, and also we're going to be moving on to some Supergirl stuff, and maybe eventually some Snyder Cut stuff. But for now, remember, this is how you can send in Super Chats if you do want to talk about The Flash or anything. All you need to do is click the $ and click Super Chat, and then you can send in anything that you want, however big or small, and you can send in a Gary question. Sadly, Gary's not here anymore. And be like, is original Wells being delayed? Something like that. Or deleted, as I typed. Anyway, so that's all you need to do if you want to support the channel, but also get your question answered. So thank you guys, and yeah, much appreciated if you support the channel or you just watch. All right. See you later, Dark Shadow. See you in a bit. Okay, Superman Lois, episode 3. It was great. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it, and yes, some people were saying it was more CW-ish because it was more about the drama of between characters. However, it was very important because it was like a character building episode. It was less about Superman. It was more about Lois and more about the kids. That was like the two halves, and like Superman kind of connected all of them together. Like Clark was like a joining piece, I guess. And there was so many great scenes in the episode and everything like that. But I think I really enjoyed it. There was not a drop in quality for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it throughout. And, you know, I just think Superman Lois is doing a really, really good job at everything they're doing right now. And I mean, I went into the show being like, I think I'm going to like this. But like, I'm liking it more than I thought I would. Like, it's really good. And I'm loving like every week watching The Flash, and then like for me, I sometimes like watch it the next day, Superman Lois, because it gets a bit late. And so yeah, I love just sitting down watching Superman Lois, and it's great. And so you had like a lot of the kind of drama or the more CW things where you have the football stuff with Jordan, and then Jonathan is there, and I really like how Jonathan was very supportive of his brother. So let me know your thoughts on Superman Lois episode 3. What were your reactions to that crazy end scene, to, you know, the amazing fight that Superman had with Subject 11, that's his name, and then also the other stuff in the episode? Let me know. Jamie says, I think it's 40% Superman, 40% Clark, 20% Lois and Sons. Oh, 40% Lois and 20% Sons. Yeah, I guess it just depends on each episode. Yeah, try not to spam in the chat, otherwise it gets really hard to read some of the questions, because yeah, it clogs up the chat. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, Superman Lois, let's go back. I keep on getting distracted. it was great, and I specifically want to get your guys' thoughts on the fight scene. Superman versus Subject 11. It was amazing, right? That CGI was fantastic. Like him blasting through that wall, man, I was freaking out. And I mean, let's see. I think I can pull up like the photos alongside whilst I'm talking about them, because I guess that's a bit better. Applications. Yeah, but for now, just give me your thoughts. What do you think about that fight scene? Because we're going to talk about that fight scene now. I'm going to put it up on the screen right here. Okay. Pulling up the photo. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen now, and we'll get back to it. Okay. Here we go. So this fight scene. What a fight scene. He smashes through the wall. The CGI is great, and he literally gets flung to the other side of the room. And at this point, you're thinking, this guy is like a normal person. He's just like a personal private investigator who has been hired by Morgan Edge and is just following. But no, it turns out that this guy is in fact some sort of alien. And I don't think it was Kryptonian, because he didn't show any signs of being Kryptonian apart from being very powerful and everything. So I'm not 100% sure where he specifically came from. Oh, Paigey is here. And Paigey is going to be joining the live stream in a minute. Just to let you guys know. And we'll get his thoughts on Superman and Lois. But yeah, so this fight scene, he slams across the wall, and then you get this big kind of moment where he's literally smacking down on Superman, like he's beating the hell out of him, and he's just getting slapped up. And I don't think I got a photo of it, but this was just the scene. And anyway, he's getting smacked up, and it was really, really good. Okay, we got Paigey here.
Hello. I thought I'd make a short cameo. I can only be in here for about 10 minutes, but I thought I'd make the cameo worth every single second.
Okay. Well, Paigey's here for 10 minutes. Sounds good. Yeah, we're just talking about Superman and Lois. Thoughts on the fight scene? We're just talking about that.
Oh, in the I can see on the screen. I just hit the click. Oh, the one in the motel. Yeah, I thought it was really good. It sort of mixed in like just what you'd expect a Superman action scene to be, but also a bit like the Man of Steel stuff. Mainly just like mixing in like the speed in, because that was one thing that I think like hadn't really ever been like a Superman thing before Snyder did it, was the speed stuff. And that's just because it can look, it's just like there's too much going on. But so like you're going to use like a certain amount. So they sort of mix that in. But I think with the fight scenes, it's actually sort of interesting because I think they're doing the previs stuff with the fight scenes, which finally I think Stargirl was, I think they said that Stargirl was like one of the few shows that was actually even doing previs. And I think Superman and Lois is doing it as well, which allows them to do these more well done fight scenes and helps with the CGI. So they're like doing the if you don't know what previs is, I don't know, like didn't like Marvel upload that video?
Yeah, I saw that.
It showed like all those like 5 years ago they started doing the scenes. That's what previs is. So it allows you to construct the scene before you even do it. So I think that's what they do with Superman and Lois. It wouldn't surprise me too much if like on the DVD, Blu-ray and stuff where they have like a section on it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense because like it really looked really good. So I don't know. It just looked much better than most of the stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Because I remember looking at the trailer and I thought that scene was going to be crap. Because it was the bit where he drops down, and just because you don't get the context of it, it looked really weird. because Superman was ready to punch him. And I was like, well, that looks really poorly planned. But that's
Yeah.
because you only get half a second of the actual scene. But when in the actual reality, he's punched him up and done the speed thing. And it makes sense why he was waiting for him.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. And so, what was your thoughts on the ending scene that I just brought up?
Well, it caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it because I thought we've already got Morgan Edge. We got that guy who I thought that because when that Subject 11 dude was left, I thought, okay, he's going to be back in another episode or something like that. And because Superman didn't get rid of him, I was like, okay, well, they're showing us that he's still alive. So good work, Superman. Now he's going to come back and do something else. Then this lady was like, no, microwave oven the car. And I was like, oh. And because I knew straight away that it was the lady that was in Morgan Edge's office. And then she did this. And I was like, well, wow. Well, Morgan Edge has some evil Supergirl Kryptonian working for him. So was that intentional? Or is she hiding out as just Morgan Edge's? But then she gets off the phone as if like she was told to kill him.
Yeah.
So either it is Morgan Edge or it's someone else and she's being planted within, because the guy was working for Morgan Edge. So she's trying to stop the guy that was working for Morgan. I'm sort of confused by that. So I want to.
I think it was because he failed to take out Lois, right?
Yeah, but what was he saying on the phone though? Like, wasn't he saying like almost like, oh, we'll just start again or something? Like,
like those lines? Superman stopped me, but we can just like start again and try again.
Yeah, like it was something along those lines, like, you know, we'll just try again or whatever. So I'm curious to see where they go with it. Like I think we were saying on the after party yesterday, like, is she from another Earth? Is she from the Earth that Captain Luthor's from, or was she just hiding out here? Like, is there some reason that on Earth Prime she was, captured or something? So instead of Supergirl, where she went to a happy family, and same with Superman, she got maybe put in the same weird establishment that Captain Luthor did. Oh, not Captain Luthor. What's the guy? The Subject 11, potentially, and got raised a bit evil. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. And I wasn't 100% sure if Subject 11 was Kryptonian or not. I just presumed that he's just an alien. Maybe he could be Daxamite, I guess. But
maybe they might explain that in another episode going forward, because it felt weird, like, because they didn't even say Subject 11 in the episode.
No, they didn't. I didn't know that until Eric.
Like, wouldn't you just call him like Frank or something like that? Like, just Frank the Executor? No, Frank the Man for Hire. Like, why would you call him Subject 11, which can have connotations to the comics? So maybe later in the season we meet Subject 12, 13, up to 17, where it is like an alien. I don't know. I guess I have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they are subjects. I don't know. All right, and so I think today they released a few new titles to Superman and Lois. So there's episode 6, titled "Smells Like Teen Spirit." So I guess that's all about the kids. And then episode 7 is titled "Man of Steel." So what's your thoughts? Do you think there's going to be some fights because they titled an episode "Man of Steel"?
I'm very curious to see, because it could maybe be about the Superman or the evil Kal-El from Captain Luthor's Earth, or it could be about both. Maybe it's because that would be about halfway through the season, episode 7. So, and maybe it could be a big episode in regards to that, because I mean, calling it Man of Steel, like, it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
So
that's big.
Yeah.
But what about Smells Like Teen Spirit? You think it's going to be all about the teens, probably? Drama.
Well, it's the Nirvana song. I think like this, the song itself, Smells Like Teen Spirit, is about. I think it's about like. I'm trying to remember, like, off the top of my head, but I think it's like holding true to the views of that generation when the song was made from. So I think that's what it's about. It's something along those lines. So I don't know what they're going to do, how that if the song title has anything to do with what they're absolutely going for, in the episode. But you'd have to, maybe it has to do with, maybe they're just based off the fact that in the video clip for that song, it's like a pep rally, like cheerleaders and stuff like that. So maybe it's like the game or something, like maybe it's like the football game or something like that. I'm not too sure, something along those lines. But yeah, I think that one might just be like just a random episode, if that makes sense. Maybe just some more character development.
Yeah. And so these episodes, actually, episodes 6 and 7, they're not going to be coming till mid-May. Maybe even June for episode 7.
When does Supergirl end? Do they end on May 18th, or does Superman and Lois come back on May 18th?
Superman and Lois come back May 18th.
Yeah, because I got confused with the ending. I thought Superman and Lois ended March 30th, but they end March 23rd, and Supergirl comes back March 30th.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because I remember I just quickly read the article when they announced it all. So I was trying to remember whether it was they came back May 18th or the week after, and it was Supergirl that ended on May 18th.
Yeah, no, but that's what's going on. So episode 6 smells like Teen Spirit, and episode 7 Man of Steel. We're not going to see that for a while. So I guess they just wanted to announce the titles.
Well, the important thing with episode 7 outside the title is the fact that David Ramsey's directing it.
Oh, maybe it's in reference to him as well. I don't know.
Well, I don't think, because from everything it said, he's not appearing in the episodes he's directing, because you just don't have enough time, especially with Superman and Lois.
Right.
I think there's too much going on where he probably wouldn't be able to appear in it. So I'd say he probably appears in episode 8, maybe.
Right.
Because episode 6, in the lead up to your episode, usually you're scouting locations and stuff, and you also can't really be heavily. So that's like when, if Melissa Benoist was filming an episode, the episode before she filmed and the episode she actually films, there'd be less of the character, much less of the character. For example, or like Katie Lotz, or even Diggle when he was on Arrow. So I'd say episode 8 maybe he's in. I'm not too sure. I guess it depends on the whole COVID thing and jumping between sets.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, we got super chat. Max plays. Thank you for the $1.99. And Max says, "Hi, both of you." Hi, Max.
Bonjour.
Channel. Thanks for the support. Okay, so I have some Supergirl stuff, but I guess.
The thing is, I have to actually jump off now. I just got the text message. Yeah. So. Okay. Thanks for having me, Ben, for the short cameo. Hopefully everyone has a good day. Ben, have a good night's sleep when you eventually get to sleep. And please, no more facial hair. Thank you.
Okay, no more facial hair. It's gone. Don't worry, it's gone. All right, see you later.
Later.
See you in a bit. All right, so PG has popped off now, and we're going to move on to some Supergirl stuff. And it's just going to be us now. And so remember to keep on sending in your questions via Super Chat, like Max and like Gary did earlier, and a couple of other people. So all you need to do to send in Super Chats and get your questions answered, and we will answer them 100%, pretty much straight away. All you need to do, and only if you can and you want to support the channel, I'm just putting up my screen here. Okay, so you just click here, and you click Super Chat, and then you can type in any question that you want to do with The Flash, Superman, Lois, Supergirl, anything you want. I will answer whatever question. We can do, you know what's fun on the after party? So if you guys want to send in any would you rather questions, so like, would you rather watch The Flash season 1 or watch Arrow season 1, or would you rather see Supergirl return or The Flash return after the show's end? I think those ones are cool, and maybe we can do some later in the video if you guys want that. However, let's go over the Supergirl stuff. So I just uploaded a video before this, and so I want to touch upon it live with you guys. That is Supergirl, right? Supergirl season 6. They just announced a bunch of new titles for the new episodes in season 6, and they released the 7th, all 7 episodes title, and those I can't speak. I'm losing the I can't even talk. So they released the first 7 episodes, and you're going to see those first 7 episodes from March 30th. It's going to be the premiere, and then it's going to end the week before May 18th. So that's what's going to happen. Okay. To subscribe, you click the subscribe button. It is just below this. I'm sure you can see it. Okay, so Janelli sends in a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, Janelli. Janelli says, support the channel. It's worth it. Thank you for your consistent support, Janelli, and for being a member of the channel and for always joining. Same for you, Jamie, and all of you other members or consistent supporters like Gary. I really appreciate your support, and it's true that like half of us, like Eric included and Paigey and everyone, we really rely on you watching our videos and you supporting us via super chat or becoming a member of our channels. Like, it's a huge support because it's our actual jobs, right? Like, this is literally what we do as a job. And it's awesome. I love doing it, but your support really means so much, and I can't do it without you guys. So thanks for being awesome, and thank you, Janelli, for supporting the channel. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the Supergirl title. So maybe you guys watch my video, maybe you haven't, go watch it afterwards if you haven't seen it. So they released the episode titles. Episode 1 is titled Rebirth. Okay, maybe I'll pull it up on the screen for you guys because I do have them on my screen right here. So episode 1 is Rebirth. Episode 2 is A Few Good Women. Episode 3 is Phantoms of the Opera. Episode 4 is titled Lost Souls. Episode 5 is titled Prom Night. Episode 6 is titled Prom Again. And then episode 7, the last title that they've released, and we did find out about this a while ago, is Fear Not. So I've just pulled them up on the screen right here. You guys should be able to see them. Yeah, like this. Sorry, just figuring it out. So yeah, that is the title. And so Rebirth, we talked about this on the video. And we'll get into that in just a second. But okay, so Yassine says, how do you become a member of your channel? Okay, so to become a member of the channel, Yassine, all you need to do is go over to the join button, and you click the join button, and you can choose whatever tier you want, and you'll be supporting the channel, and you get some cool perks, get all of these badges like you've seen Jamie use and Janelli use in the chat, and then you get a custom emoji, and your name is like green and stuff. And also, I added a new perk recently that I have talked about, and that is that you can do a monthly Zoom call with me and your fellow members if you join the channel. So that's what you need to do, and that's how you can join the channel. So thanks for asking. No problem, Nathan. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, so Vera sends in a 1,500 Hungarian foreign super chat. Thank you very much, Vera. And Vera says, favorite DC TV show villain and movie villain. Okay, so my favorite, so you guys tell me in the chat as well, what's your favorite DC TV villain? So from the Arrowverse, and what's your favorite movie DCEU villain, I guess. So my favorite DC TV show villain is definitely Zoom. So Zoom is my favorite. The Flash season 2 is one of my favorite seasons of any of these shows, and he was such a great villain. And I just can't forget like those scenes, like with him running around, like dragging Barry across the city and literally shredding everyone. Also, the mysteries, I think, was a huge part of why I loved him so much. So I definitely think that's part of the reason I love Zoom, because the season was so good, but he was so good, and the mystery surrounding him, like, go through them all. Like, seriously, like, you have, first off, Jay Garrick shows up. Turns out, you think he's the real Jay Garrick? No, he's not the real Jay Garrick. Then you have Zoom showing up. You think they're two different people. You're like, who is Zoom? We were all theorizing. We didn't know. Then you had the man in the iron mask, which was teased. We didn't know who it was. And then you got the reveal that Jay Garrick wasn't the real Jay Garrick. Jay Garrick was Zoom, but Jay Garrick wasn't Jay Garrick because Jay Garrick was Hunter Solomon. And then you had the man in the iron mask was the real Jay Garrick. So it's like a whole twist of events. And yeah, it was just so good. And so Zoom was definitely my favorite. So in the chat, we have people saying Zoom, Prometheus, and Joker. So Joker, Heath Ledger from the films. That's right. And Zoom, Jamie says, Janelli doesn't know for the movies. Jay is actually Hunter who was Zoom. Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, Zoom's my favorite from DCTV. My favorite movie villain that is to do with DC, I'm going to say it doesn't have to be just DCEU. It can be anything. So I'm going to say my favorite is definitely Heath Ledger's Joker or Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, played by Tom Hardy. Like, those two are by far my favorites. Like, the Dark Knight films are some of my favorite films of all time, and those two are easily the best. Like, you know, I could watch Joker, that version of the Joker, and also Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, but I wouldn't class him as like a villain because he's kind of the protagonist of his film. But yeah, or Bane. So great question, Vera. Thank you very much for the support. And so we have some other super chats. However, first things first, we got Nathan, who has just joined and actually rejoined as a member. So thank you very much, Nathan. He has joined as a super best friend. So we'll be seeing you on our monthly live calls, Nathan. So thank you for rejoining as a member. Really appreciate your support as always, Nathan. And thanks for tuning into the live stream and rejoining. That's awesome. Okay, so going over a couple of these super chats, and we'll get back to the Supergirl stuff soon. Matthew Price sends in a £2 super chat. Thank you very much, Matthew. And Matthew says, would you rather Henry Cavill Superman or Tyler Hoechlin Superman? So let me know in the chat, guys. What Superman do you prefer? Who do you think should be, or who is the best Superman? Okay, so I'm going to say, from what we've seen from Superman Lois, and what we've seen from Tyler in the past, like in the crossovers, he's appeared the last 2 crossovers, I think, and he has appeared on Supergirl like many times, like 3 or 4 times, I think. Tyler Hoechlin's Superman is much better, in my opinion, than Henry Cavill. Like, I like Henry Cavill. I don't like Man of Steel. I like Henry as Superman in Batman vs. Superman, and I like him in Justice League, but he's still not the best. Like, I think Zach kind of just doesn't understand him in the way that Superman should be, and I feel like Tyler is very, very close, like to being the perfect Superman. I just don't. I think he fully embodies Clark Kent and Superman, whereas Henry is a great Superman, but I don't think he's the best Clark Kent. You know, so like I think Tyler gets the best of both worlds, and so that's my answer. So thank you very much for the super chat, Matthew. Okay, so some of you guys are saying Tyler. Christopher Reeve, yeah. I mean, that wasn't in the question. However, that's totally reasonable. Like, Christopher Reeve is like everyone's favorite as well. So I think Tyler and Christopher Reeve is like a really good pick. Okay, so thank you very much for the super chat. Max Plays sends in another super chat. Thank you very much, Max. And Max says, Ben, which comics translate best to a TV show? Now, that is a good question, Max. I think the show that the comics that has been transitioned into a show, I think the best one is probably The Flash. Like, yes, it feels a bit different, but he does, like, if you read Flash comics now and, you know, old Flash comics, you can see Grant Gustin in those comic versions of, you know, The Flash. Like, I really do think that he is the best, and he's always done such a great job. So I think with what we've seen before on the show, there's no way that like The Flash isn't one of the best adaptations that you will probably ever see. So yeah, I reckon The Flash. Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think about all of that? Do you think that The Flash is the best one? I think quite possibly it is. I also think Supergirl is very good, but it wasn't really a direct translation from Supergirl's comics. Supergirl actually more influenced the comics than the comics influencing Supergirl, because Supergirl took like a decent chunk from what was going on in the comics. However, like they kind of made their own thing and they introduced some different things. And like Supergirl, like Nia Now today was just announced that she is going to be coming to the comics. So like Supergirl, the TV show, has been so influential on the comics, probably more than the comics was on it. So yeah, thank you very much for the question, Max. And let's see what some people are saying in the chat. We have Mr. Nobody is here. Welcome to the live stream. So people were saying The Flash. That is for sure. Like it's really well adapted. And also thank you very much to Jamie, who sends in another super chat. He sends in the 79p. Thank you very much for your support towards the channel, Jamie, as always. And Jamie says, do you think we'll get a speedster war anytime soon? Now, that would be cool, because that was a big thing recently in the comics where they had, you know, they called it the Flash War, actually. And it was a great storyline. You had, like, Wally West facing off against Barry Allen. And, yeah, I just think it's a really cool concept. So, Jamie, I would totally be down. I'm not 100% sure, but, yeah. Yassine says, how do I send in the super chat? So what people have been doing, Yassine, is all you need to do is go to your tab, your chat tab, and you click super chat, and you can send in any question. And this is just a reminder for you guys, if you want to send in the question, this is the best way to do it. Otherwise, I will be going through all of the chat as best as I can. But like I said, there's a lot of you guys, and it's kind of hard to get through. So if you want to send in the question, you can send in anything via the chat that you want. And yeah, so let's go back to some of your questions. Okay, so that was like a good range of super chat questions. Like that got us talking about all of this. And so I think I saw someone talking about Batman somewhere. Like Flash first said, where was it? Flash first said, Ben, favorite Batman. So guys, tell me favorite Batman. Tell me in the chat right now, who is your favorite Batman? My favorite Batman is 100% Christian Bale. Like, I used to really like Ben Affleck. Like, I think he's very good as Batman. However, his films aren't the best. You know, like Batman vs Superman I really like it. It's a great fan for a DC Comics fan. Same with Justice League. Like, it's not a very good film. However, it is, you know, it's very enjoyable if you like DC Comics, right? So, however, Christian Bale is in one of the best films. Well, actually, it's my favorite film of all time. The Dark Knight trilogy, The Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins. Christian Bale, by far, like, he is so freaking good. And he just embodies Bruce Wayne, he embodies Batman, and he has the best films. And Christopher Nolan, I mean, what else can you say? Christopher Nolan. He's freaking amazing. And Joseph Smith actually points out something very good, because I think my second favorite may be a tie between, I like Ben Affleck, but I don't think Ben Affleck is like my second one. I think my second favorite actually is what Matthew says in the chat. My second favorite is probably Adam West. So from the 60s Batman TV show, I was brought up watching that. No, I'm not from the 60s. But my dad used to watch that when he was young. So he showed it to me when I was growing up. And I love Adam West Batman. He is so good. I love how kooky he is. And so that's a great shout, Matthew. And I think I think for me, Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton are pretty much neck and neck. I think Batman and Batman Returns in the 80s and 90s, 89 and then 93, I think they came out with Michael Keaton. I definitely think that Michael Keaton is a really, really good Batman, and Michael Keaton's films are better than Ben Affleck's films. Like Batman and Batman Returns are freaking amazing. Like I love them so much. I actually watched them for the first time like last year, so pretty fresh in my mind still. And yeah, he's great. And like Jack Nicholson's Joker is fantastic. Danny DeVito as the Penguin. However, Jamie points out another really good thing. Oh my god, there is so many good Batmans. Yes, Batman the Animated Series. I literally just wrote an article on that today, so funny you say that. You can go check out my article at Screen Rant. That just went up. And so there is a comics continuation of it going on right now. But yeah, don't you dare forget Kevin Conroy. Like, he is amazing. So good. In Batman the Animated Series and like anything that preceded it. I've seen all of the Batman animated films. Like The Mask of the Phantasm is just one of the best Batman films ever. And then you have like all the subsequent things. Like they always bring Kevin Conroy back. So yeah, shameless Screen Rant plug. That is correct. The correct mundo. So Canada Graphs is here. Welcome to the live stream. And he's saying lots of Batman talks here. Batman talk here. I didn't know we were on Boba Talks' channel. Yeah, not enough Monel going on here. He says, I love that you have to let us know you aren't from the 60s. It really was a question we were all curious about. I was on the fence about if you were 56 years old or not. Well, I hope I clarified that. Leslie Law could be the main villain at the end of episode 3. She's definitely working for someone, so I don't think she's going to be the main villain. Welcome to the chat, Walker Dead. Walker Dead. No problem that you're late is okay. Yeah, so Nathan points out something really good. So if you guys, we can talk about this quick because this is actually something that we should definitely talk about. So it looks like, spoiler alert, like you can click off the video right now. I'll give you 3, 2, 1. Okay, so there were some set photos that was released. And I mean, they weren't like the best quality. I think someone just took a photo of their camera. And Vibe is back. So Cisco is in his suit, in his Vibe suit. So does Cisco somehow get powers? Is this original version of Wells going to somehow give him his powers back? Like, we kind of theorized that maybe he'll create like a new particle accelerator in order to give Barry speed back. I know this kind of like he was supposed to create the particle accelerator in 2020 originally. So what happens if this is setting off the original timeline? So I'm not sure. Paigey pointed out it's the same suit that I shot him in for episode 3. Episode 3 of this season, Canada Graphs? I'm not sure. I'll clarify. But yeah, Cisco potentially back, and I mean that will be great. Like if he shows up. Sorry, I totally forgot my question, Canada Graphs. Hey Ben, do you have a DCTV show collection? I don't have a collection, but I do have a few things. I have like some DC stuff. Like I got the new Infinite Frontier comic that came out the other day. I guess my DCTV collection thing is like I got given this the other day, this Batman thing. But my coolest DCTV show thing is I have a DCTV show t-shirt. And then I also have, oh, apparently I'm lagging. I don't know. And then this is the coolest thing. My play button. You see it? Look. Ta-da. For hitting 100,000 subscribers. So, thank you guys. So cool. That is the coolest DCTV show collection thing. Okay, now let's put this back in there. So yeah, do you guys have any DC collection stuff? Like most of I have like a ton of pop figures back at my parents' house. And you know, like I have like a whole bunch of stuff. You were lagging like 30 seconds ago. Oh well. I hope it's not lagging anymore. Okay. Oh, that's a awesome comic. Nathan says, yeah, it's great. Sorry about lagging, but thanks for the compliment about my channel. Can you read my theory on Leslie Law? Okay, I'll pull it up. So just a reminder, guys, we've hit the hour mark. So if you want to send in your final questions, you can send them in via Super Chat. That is the best way to get them answered because we're going to be going through them right now and we're going to be talking about them. So if you want to send in a Super Chat question, you can click the Super Chat and then you can type in whatever question and we're going to answer them now. So yeah, go get going if you want to do that. And thank you for your support if you do that. But anyway, so yeah, final few minutes. I wanted to quickly touch on the Supergirl titles because I brought them up on the screen and then I wasn't able to actually talk about them properly because we had some super chats and we had to get through them. But yeah, Rebirth. We talked about this in the video that I uploaded earlier today. Rebirth obviously relates probably to DC Rebirth, which happened recently, and Supergirl Rebirth, the main villain. Yeah, I'm going to get to it, Jamie. Don't worry. I'm going to go back over and have a look at your theory, and we'll do that before the end of the stream. Yeah, so Supergirl Rebirth happened 2016. The main villain of Supergirl Rebirth was Zor-El. And who is Zor-El? That is Kara's father. We've seen Kara's father in Supergirl before, and we saw some behind-the-scenes photos recently where in a video for Jesse Raff's birthday, we saw a guy standing there, and he definitely wasn't a crew member. He was a cast member, and he was wearing a Kryptonian getup, and he was in the tower. So I'm presuming, according to what he's wearing something very Kryptonian. It's blue. We've seen Zor-El in blue before. Does this mean Rebirth? The title is hinting towards him. That was my video earlier today, so go check that out. I go into full depth as to why that could be the case. We have episodes 2 title, A Few Good Women. That is obviously related to A Few Good Men. The title is obviously going to be female-centric this episode. Following our main characters, Supergirl. Lena, Kelly, Alex, and everyone else. And then episode 3 is titled Phantoms of the Opera, obviously in relation to Phantom of the Opera. Episode 4, Lost Souls, probably about someone who is lost. And then you have episode 5, Prom Night, and then episode 6, Prom Night again, which are a 2-part episode series thing. So it's like a 2-part. And episode 6 is directed by Kyla Lee, so who plays Alex. And this is a 2-part flashback episode. And somehow our main characters are going to play into it because we know Nicole Maines and Jesse Raff were filming for these episodes. But we're going to see young Kara and young Alex as well. So Jamie points out something very good in chat. Phantoms of the Opera, I think, will be about the Phantom Zone. That is a very good theory. Definitely could be. Fear not. It's obviously some sort of twist on like, you know, the phrase is like, "Fear not, my child," or something like that, you know. And this is David Harewood's episode 7. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all of this. So if you have any theories, let me know in the chat. But yeah, for now, send in your final super chat questions. We're gonna go over and we're gonna have a look at what Jamie, the theory Jamie had about Leslie Law. Okay. Let's go to Jamie's theory. Okay, so Jamie's theory was, do you think that they might be setting up the Fatal Five, as she did say, team? So I think that could be a thing. Like, that is very good. Like, what happens if Morgan Edge is setting up... what happens if they're setting up... Morgan Edge as like the kind of ringleader or like the top boss, and he's got like the Fatal Five working for him? I think that could be a possibility, and I think that would be cool. However, I'm not 100% sure if that's gonna happen, but it's a good theory, Jamie, and I really like it, and I would totally be rooting for it. And I'm looking forward to more of Leslie and whoever else comes. So in the game says Arrow or Flash, the Flash, and also earlier in the game said the Flash or Supergirl, the Flash as well. I'm just gonna go slightly over Supergirl, that's all, because I've always liked the Flash, and the Flash is my favorite DC Comics character as well. But Supergirl is a very, very close second. Like, it's like a whisker. Is this the after party? I guess it's like the after party, because it's the day after the after party. After party. Oh my god, I was losing my words. But I guess that's probably a good sign to end the stream, because I am losing my words. But yeah, so hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Eric wasn't able to join us today because of an emergency, like I said. So if any of you guys were wondering and you missed out on the explanation, that's why Eric wasn't here. And Peachy popped in for a little bit to give his thoughts on Superman Lois. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and you enjoyed me just rambling on and talking about Supergirl, the Flash, and Superman Lois and stuff. But just remember, go check out all of the recent videos. I uploaded a Supergirl video before this to do with the new titles and my theory about the villain. So go check it out. Also, if you missed my reviews this week for Superman, Lois, and the Flash, you can go check them out because they were just like literally yesterday. And thanks for the support, and thanks for watching all of those videos, because they've been, you know, my Flash video is doing really good, and my Superman Lois video is doing really good as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, and just keep on watching. That's all I ask. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys next week for the weekly live streams for episode 23 of the DCTV show. But for now, thank you guys so much for tuning in live, and I'll catch you guys later, and